Welcome back, Truth Seeker. I want to get on here real quick and first and foremost give my Abba Yahuwah, the one and only, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness, some esteem this morning, some praise, and let you guys in, whoever isn't aware of this, let you guys in on what there is to witness on this channel. All esteem. Let you in on how you can read about what we're doing here on this channel. And matter of fact, we're going to read it right now. And I know if you're listening to this, if you showed up and checked this video out, you're probably someone who feels like we are probably in the end times, in the latter days. And so you're probably already aware of that. You're already aware that Shizzy's about to hit the fizzy, and it has been. And the signs have came, and there's a lot of signs that you're probably not even aware of that have came, that we witnessed here on this channel, that I can share with you, that'll blow your mind. For example, like the sign of the flying scroll. Come hit me up and I'll tell you about it. I'll show you all about it. But most people can't wrap their mind around what I'm talking about on this channel, but yet they know that we're in the end times, in the latter days. But do you see anybody doing anything about it? Well, this is the last chapter of Isaiah, and it tells you what happens in the end, and it speaks directly about what we're doing here on this channel, all esteem. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Yeah, it would have sounded crazy to me too, just a few years ago. And we're going to read about that too. We're going to read about this journey we've been on right here in Isaiah. So without any further ado, please allow my Abba Yahuwah to do the slicing and dicing and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Chapter 66, verse 5. Hear the word of Yahuwah, you who tremble at his word. Tremble at his word. That means you're dissecting it. You've rolled your sleeves up. You got your Berean boots strapped tight, suited and booted, baby. You're putting in the work. You don't do like the 99% of anyone who would be in this conversation that reads the Bible or says they read the Bible. You don't do like they do and just you remember John 3:16 and you quote it all the time, and you wear a shirt that says John 3:16, but you ain't got no clue about the Spirit of the Most High, about what this word's saying. But for those of you who tremble over his word, and you understand that we're the students, we're just babies. We have, his understanding is so higher than ours. We have so much to learn. The 99%, they think they've learned all there is to learn already. They're not trembling over his word. You who tremble at his word, your brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake. And You might be someone who can relate with this. I relate with this. I've been cast out for his name's sake. Who said, let Yahuwah be esteemed so that we see your joy. Blowing smoke, you know. Acting like that they say all the time, well, it's good that you do those things. But then they go behind your back and laugh about it, and you know what they think about it, right? But they are put to shame. They are put to shame. Goes right to the next verse, verse 7. And it tells you how they are put to shame. A roaring sound from the city, a voice from the Hakal, the voice of Yahuwah repaying his enemies. Now, I think it's important, before we go ahead and finish off 66, let's jump back here to 65 real quick and lay a little groundwork for you. Verse 9, it says, and I shall bring forth a seed from Jacob and from Yehudah, an heir of my mountains, and my chosen ones shall inherit it, and my servants dwell there. But you are those who forsake Yahuwah, who forget my set-apart mountain. The world has forgot the Most High set-apart mountain. But he just told us, right there, that he's going to bring forth a seed, an heir of his set-apart mountains. And right here he says that I'm going to call my servants by another name, so that he who blesses himself in the earth does bless himself in the mighty Most High of truth. And he who swears in the earth, any idea what he's talking about? He's talking about those everlasting foundations. Boom. That's what he's talking about. He put his mark, his seal right here on the ground, in the mountains. You can't change that. You can take the city limit sign down out there on the city limit that says this is city of so-and-so, population so-and-so. You can do all that. You could tear down the buildings and the landmarks and the borders, but you cannot remove the everlasting foundations. That's what he's talking about right here. Because the former distresses shall be forgotten, and because they shall be hidden from my eyes. Now, the last video, I've been saying that the Most High is not going to destroy the earth. And you can find that out right here in these next few verses. It'll tell you what's happening. He kicked us out of the calmly dwelling place, and after Messiah, and since then we have forgotten where our home was, what it was, who the Most High is, or anything about him. And it's just been recently that his name and his ways, his spirit, the way he does things has been coming back to the surface. And we've been discovering these truths. We had forgotten it. It wasn't remembered no more. But be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. For look, this is what he creates. I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy, and I shall rejoice in Jerusalem, and shall joy in my people, and let the voice of weeping no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. That's the new earth. Not destroyed, wiped clean. I guess you could call it the Great Reset. And to the naysayers who says, Utah's not, that's ridiculous, they say. Israel is it. Okay, how do you know? How do you know that that's the Holy Land? That's right. They told you. Who told you? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Babylonians, the Chaldeans. And ultimately, this was all masterminded by the mastermind, Abba Yahuwah. And if you can't wrap your mind around the fact that we've been lied to about where it is, what it is, and who the Most High is, and who we are, it's not good. It's not looking good for you. You're going to have to understand that that's, you act like, these people act like it's impossible, that they could have never done it. And yet they've lied to us about everything. And it's like every year we learn that we learn of more things that we held to be true 100%. We learn that it wasn't true. And all these people, the naysayers who just, they find this unbelievable, they won't even go look. They won't go look. And like anyone who would show up to this channel right now and say no, you have no idea of all the proof, the evidence I've laid out right here on this channel, and my backup. Go back through the last 200 plus videos. It's all there. All you're going to need to see that I'm telling you the truth. That what you're witnessing here on All Esteem is what we just read back there in 65 and what we're reading right here. What puts those people who put someone like me out, who hate me, who cast me out for the Most High's namesake, how it's putting them to shame is that roaring sound from the city, a voice from the Hakal, the voice of Yahuwah repaying his enemies. Now here, the next few verses is going to explain to you how this happened. And trust me, I'm just thankful to be here. I had no part in orchestrating any of this. The only thing I gave was my willingness to follow, to be led, to tremble over his word, which is what anyone who wants to live is going to have to do. You're going to have to be like Abraham. And when you hear this, when you hear what I just told you, and you think to yourself, how do I know that Israel in the Middle East is the Holy Land? Where did I hear that from? The same place, the same people that told you they landed on the moon back in whenever. Those people. The same people that gave you all the BS that you've been sold. That's where you heard it from. And once you start seeing that, and you can go look to see if I'm telling you the truth, and you see that's the truth, you're going to see how this has all been masterminded, and it's all part of it. It's the snare. Israel is the snare, and the man of lawlessness is the snare that's been, the Most High allowed it to be formed in order, because he knew, you know what he knew? He knew, just like I know, that there's a lot of people blowing a lot of smoke up his rear end, that they go campaigning every day, twice on Sundays, telling everyone how they love our Creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But there ain't nothing there's no love in anything they do. All it is disrespect and a spit in the face of the Most High. So he knew that. He knew that that's what was going to be. So there had to be something to collect all the rubbish, the twigs, you see. And that's Israel. That's this man they call Jesus Christ, the man of lawlessness, the lie about the Messiah. Before she labored, she gave birth. Before a pain came to her, she was delivered of a male child. The her he's talking about is Sion, Jerusalem, the land. Before she labored, she gave birth. I've told this story. We've read this on this channel I don't know how many times. When we're going to keep reading it. But I've told this story. When I began to learn that the Most High's land was in North America, out here somewhere, I didn't know where Jerusalem was. I never really even thought about that, the town. I just didn't. And I came out here, and I happened to come here to get a shower, okay? I drove up the road here about 100 miles to get here to take a shower. And the Most High started to download on me all this vital information ever since I've been here. And it's been pouring out. And it's all 100% valid and true. And it's what the Word's been telling us. And within 9 months of me coming here, I learned that Israel was the image of the beast. And at that time, when I started to learn that Israel was the image of the beast, and the abomination that lays waste, I wasn't 100% sure yet that I was in Jerusalem. And I held off on speaking about it. But now, a year later, there's no doubt in my mind. No doubt. And now I see that the whole Word the Most High has been telling us that that's what would happen in the end. And this is, if you go read Ezekiel, when he dug him through the wall, he had to put the mask over his face, right? And it's all through every prophet. It's in every prophet. It's the secret of the Most High, spoken of in Revelations chapter 10. As a matter of fact, let's go there and we'll come back here. Let me show you. Right here. Chapter 10, verse 7, but in the days of the sounding of the seventh messenger, when he is about to sound, the secret of the mighty Most High shall also be ended, as he declared to his servants, the prophets. So what that tells you right now is that the Most High had a secret that he disclosed to the prophets, and that would remain a secret until that seventh messenger sounded. And if you go back up, look, it says, and when the seven thunders spoke their sound. See, this is all a riddle. This is how you have to know. If you go to Job, Job says, who understands the power of his thunder? Thunder, it's the same as the word thunderbolt. It's a new piece of news that shatters your view of things. That is regarding his throne, where his throne is. That's what the thunder is, I assure you. So that's what all this is telling us. Now let's go back. So this in verse 7, that's not talking about Messiah. Jerusalem was established when Messiah was born. Okay, this is talking about the end. We're in chapter 66, the last chapter of Isaiah. This is talking about the end. Okay, he's been disclosing that secret all through the whole book of Isaiah and Jeremiah and Amos and Habakkuk, all the prophets. I promise you, it's all telling you the same thing. It's just the world, they've been sleeping on the Most High. They ain't been reading his word like they need to be. Before a pain came to her, she was delivered of a male child. And ever since I came here, the Most High's been, before I even came here, the Most High started to show me what Israel was. And I didn't know it was the image of the beast, the abomination that lays waste, until last September, when he warned us that was coming too. See, that we've been under the Most High's wing this whole time, and getting all this hidden manna, these secrets, these revelations, why the rest of the world has been hoodwinked, because they're not reading the word. They're not willing to give anything. They're not willing to give up a cheeseburger once a day, let alone a couple 1,000-mile trip or a 1,000-mile trip. They're not willing to go where he's leading us, but we have to. We have to. So what you're reading right there, number 7 in verse 7, is what happened right here to this channel, All Esteem, to us, whoever is paying attention, who has heard the like of this, who has seen the like of these. Is a land brought forth in one day? Is a nation born at once? See? What else could he be talking about? He's talking about what we're doing right now and what you have to do if you want to live. What those who will wash their robes clean and come out of the great distress, the great tribulation, what they're going to do. So if you want to live, that's what you have to do. You have to come out of all those lies. You got to be willing to find out if they're lies. You can't be hard-headed and stiff-necked to think there ain't no way that the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers could have pulled one over on you. Well, hate to break it to you, but they did. And if you're still fighting it, you got it worse than most people. You best wake up. This is why you best wake up. Shall I bring to birth and not give delivery? He brought me here. He's give us all this manna, all this great mighty revelation, because it's going down. This ain't going back. This is happening, and you best get with the program. Shall I, who give delivery, restrain birth, said your mighty Most High? This is what you need to do, my friends. And I pray, I hope that every one of you finds some sort of any kind of spark within you to start to rejoice with Jerusalem. Stop fighting it. Stop bannering and cheerleading the image of the beast and defending them and all their wicked, gross, grotesque things that they do and that they're about. And the man of lawlessness. Stop defending names of blasphemy and the ways of the world. Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad with her. This is what we should be glad if you're a child of the Most High, Abba Yahuwah, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You should be rejoicing and be glad with her. All you who love her, rejoice greatly with her. All you who mourn for her. The only people who are going to live are those who rejoice and mourn over her, who long for her, who love her, who become married to her. So that you feed and shall be satisfied with the breast of her comforts. I want to pause right there. That reminds me, the mark of the beast, okay? It's on your arm. We've been told, we've read so much about the right hand of lies. That's the man of lawlessness. They sell you a Bible, but they don't encourage you to read it. They water it down the best they can. They give you books commentating on it by the various, every flavor and sort of pastor, but none of them tell you the truth. So it's a right hand of lies. It's the man of lawlessness, the anti-Messiah, the one in place of the true Messiah. The mark of the beast, the right arm part of the mark of the beast, the right arm is the man of lawlessness. It's believing all these lies that they've given you. And the forehead, that's who you belong to. Those who belong to the Most High, they have the Most High seal upon them. They've been saved by the mighty right hand of the mighty Most High, not defiled by the man of lawlessness, the right hand of lies. And why would we rejoice and mourn for her humiliation? So that you feed. This is where the life is. This is why in Revelations it talks about the tree of life, the fountain, just like in Ezekiel, that trickles out from the throne. It's guiding you. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. The Most High will cause you to come home if you can follow his voice. And the world's arguing against this. It's ridiculous. It's insanity is what it is. They keep going twice on Sunday and once on Wednesday, hoping that something's going to change. They ain't changed nothing their whole life. They keep going twice on Sunday and once on Wednesday and putting the money in the offering plate, and nothing happens. They're not going anywhere. They're not taking their inheritance. Should Abraham have stayed wherever he was and just went twice on Sunday and once on Wednesday? Or did he have to get up and move his butt? That's what you have to do. You got to be willing to move your butt for the Most High. So you're satisfied with the breast of her comforts. That's what I've been doing. That's what we've been doing right here on this channel. Drinking deeply, and shall delight yourselves in her overflowing esteem. All esteem entered into the house, baby, and you best get you some. Everyone else is starving and just walking around, their ribs sticking out when it comes to this word. No one else is feasting and taking their fill over here to satisfaction with this word like they ought to be, like they could be. For thus said Yahuwah, see, I am extending peace to her like a river, and the esteem of the nations like a flowing stream. And you shall feed, you shall be carried on the side, and be fondled on her knees. As one whom his mother comforts, so I comfort you. All true. I can vouch for this. She's been comforting me just like that. I've been living it. The Most High is wanting you to come live His word and eat like that. Drink deeply. In Jerusalem you are comforted, and you shall see. We're talking about Jerusalem. You shall see, and your heart shall rejoice, and your bones flourish as tender grass. And the hand of Yahuwah shall be known to His servants, and His displeasure to His enemies. Every day I get to see more of the fingerprint of the Most High, of His ways, of how He is with all this. You know what's happening over there in the Middle East? There is nothing to do with the Most High. That's the synagogue of Satan. They, on their banner, is Satan. What they're about, what they'll tell you they're about, is the ways of Satan. They won't tell you they're Satan, they'll tell you they're God. Exactly what Satan would do. But the world, they don't want to believe that. They think that this figure that appears to be an angel of light is that angel of light, and it's their Savior, and He's came to save them. They're sadly mistaken.